Welcome to 100% Crypto. My name is Justin. There's quite a few things to talk about this week, actually. We've had the big crash from the big SBF incident where FTX and Alameda Research have actually completely collapsed, causing a very big contagion in the cryptocurrency market. We have tokens like Solana that a lot of people are invested in, believe that might not ever recover. And, there's lots of things here. CPI just came out. We have PPI data tomorrow. So, there's just a lot of different things happening right now. I just want to go over a few things as far as the Bitcoin price, cryptocurrencies in general, and what is the next move? What is the next thing likely to happen in the world of cryptocurrency? So let's just go over a few things here real quick, guys. Let me move my big old head out of the way as usual. All right, as you can see on this chart right here that I'm looking at, let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Quite clearly, you can see this is actually where we broke down at. Up here, we had this big giant breakdown, as you can see. The CPI data right here that actually came in on the 10th was this green candle right here. So we were already falling right here, as you can clearly see. And then as we sat there and we continued to fall down, we just continued to fall and fall and fall. CPI data came out. We got this pump, a nice pump actually, all the way from 15,700 all the way back up to the point of 18,200. Now, as you can see, this 18,200 level here is actually a severe level of support and resistance level I've really been watching for. It might not look that good here on this daily chart. I mean, there's lots of levels that it touches. As you can see, I say a lot, I can tell. But as you can see right here, we came up and we hit this golden pocket right here. When we hit the golden pocket right here, we were actually rejected, which was also the top of the trend right here for this rising wedge. When we hit this right here, we also had bullish divergences, as you can see here, on both Market Cipher, or should I say VMC Cipher, which is like a free version of Market Cipher. Now, as you can see right here, when this happened, we had a clear divergence right here. As you can see, the momentum wave was going down as the price action was coming up. The RSI was going down while the price action was coming up. So as I seen this divergence here, I knew, this was a very likely chance of this being an in pattern breakdown. So I got into the trade. I was expecting there a double top right here at the top of the trend line, or right at the golden pocket again, or, right in that area. So, I took the trade. I put my stop loss pretty tight, guys, and I wrote it down. I got out of the trade actually at 19,200. If you look at the screen right here very closely, you can see 19,200 is right here at this level of these golden pockets right here at the 0.618 and the 0.65, which is the Fibonacci golden pocket. Now, as you can see, also where I actually took the trade at, took the short at, was also the golden pocket from pulling the price from the low back here to the high. Now, when I did that, from the high here to the low, or from the low, to the high. And I mixed that up a lot. Sorry about that, guys, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I pulled the fib up. Once I pulled the fib up, it gave me these levels. Now, when I got the level here, I ended up jumping into the trade here, taking the short, as I've already said. When I took the short, my take profit, my final take profit was down here at the next Fibonacci level at $19,200. And just so you guys know, I'm not bullcrapping you on this one. Right here on my Twitter page, I can show you. I called the trade out very clearly when it happened, and I actually posted a couple different times speaking on the subject. Now, this was actually one of the tweets I made about, I don't know if it was the original. Let me see what the date is. The November 1st, actually, yes. Okay. So I clearly called this out. I was, telling everybody this is where I took the short. Actually, this was a couple days, I believe, after I took the short, but you can go back to my Twitter at 100% crypto. It's actually 100 at 100% crypto instead of 100% crypto, because that was already taken. But you can just go over here where I give daily signals out and things like that as well, trade signals and crypto information. Sometimes I can get it out a lot quicker on Twitter than I can on YouTube, because I have to do the whole, not really editing, because I try not to edit the videos too much. I try to keep it real for you guys. People mess up. We make mistakes. I'm going to make errors when I speak. People do. I'm not trying to sit here and make it look like I'm somebody that I'm not. So I try to keep it 100% with you guys. All right, let's get back to the business here. Okay, so I took that short there. It fell. The issue came out with CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried arguing. Sam Bankman-Fried, CZ ended up putting the article out saying that he was dumping about $600 million worth of FTT token. Now, when that happened, it started to pull down the FTT token, Solana, because Sam Bankman-Fried was heavily invested in Solana. And about a week and a half prior to that, Alameda's balance sheet had just been leaked. Now, after this had happened, about a day later, Sam Bankman-Fried reached out to CZ. And when he reached out to CZ, he was actually, to CZ's surprise, trying to actually make a deal for $22 for sell FT to buy back FTT at $22, right? And the crazy thing about it is he actually ended up going there trying to actually sell FTX to CZ, to Binance. So, CZ ended up looking at it and realizing there was some stuff that was not too correct with the regulatory. There was a lot of regulatory scrutiny, people looking into it through the United States government. And then also there was so much negative stuff when he looked at the balance sheets. It was a pretty big hole, about $8 billion in the Alameda Research. I'm sorry, in the Alameda Research balance sheet. That's what that one is. But in the FTX, there was also a pretty big gap. A lot of stuff just didn't add up. And CZ, being a smart guy, realized it wasn't a right investment, especially after talking to his legal team. So as soon as he, said that he wasn't buying it, the price started crashing even further. Now, what did we have happen next? He said he was going to sell it to Justin Sun from Tron. That ended up, I don't even know if that was even true, but it ended up not happening. And then the price has continued to tumble. Then what do we find out? We find out, some pretty messed up stuff here, actually, guys. As you can see right here on the screen, hundreds of millions of dollars was actually drained from FTX overnight. That after it crashed out, he said that they actually I skipped a part. They claimed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and then hundreds of millions of dollars were drained right after that, coincidentally, from FTX, and just dumped on out. So they didn't know if it was this guy here, Sam Bankman-Fried, that dumped the money out, or just it's definitely FTX exchange. But then he started sending people stuff to people, telling them, the users' wallets could have malware in them. Don't use FTX exchange. Then come to find out, Sam Bankman-Fried ended up having a backdoor into, as you can see right here, FTX was hacked. Deep dive reveals backdoor built into accounting software. In the later hours of Friday evening, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried secretly moved $10 billion in funds to Alameda trading firm via software backdoor. That's crazy, guys. This was a scam from the beginning. I don't know if you guys realize it, but this is for a different video. But this guy was involved in a lot of stuff. He's the reason why Terra Luna collapsed. He's the whole reason that crypto is suppressed the way it is now. So the only reason I'm getting into that right now, because it's a lot of stuff that's happened with this guy this week, and this is why the market is down like it is. This is why we've touched $15,000 in crypto. But I've been saying that we were going to go from up to $11,000 to $14,000 this whole time, and I know a lot of you don't agree with that, but that's my opinion. Now, I do believe this leg down we're going to have now is going to actually take us into that area. Now, this next leg down, I do believe will be the last leg down where you actually be able to get really good positions for a generational low for Bitcoin. Now, I would definitely, myself, in my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, I would definitely be dollar cost averaging into coins that you believe in, projects like Bitcoin, but other projects that you can get a much higher return on, because Bitcoin's returns are going to be diminished from this point out, because it's already done its big moves. I'm not saying it can't do another 100x. I'm not saying that. But what I'm telling you is there's other coins that you can get 100x on in the next cycle by the time the next run comes. So, it's just about doing your own research and getting into the right stuff, guys. But as far as, in my opinion, with the market, with Bitcoin, we need to reclaim, if you look right here, guys, we need to get back above $18,200. Once we can reclaim this yellow line right here, as you can see right here, when the CPI data came out, we actually came up and we touched that line perfectly and were rejected from it. Now, once we were rejected from that line, we bounced straight back down. Now, we bounced straight back down because why? We still had all that bad news from CZ and SBF arguing, and then we had the news FTX in Alameda going bankrupt, and FTX US, Sam Bankman-Fried lying, and just, so many big players getting out of the market because they feel the need for regulation. And we've also had, speaking of regulation, we actually had Library lose their lawsuit against the SEC this week. That's another thing that happened. Library loses SEC case, calls ruling a dangerous precedent for crypto, and it is, because you got to realize, this right here, as far as the way they did this right here, as you can see right here, it says, according to Library, the language in the court's ruling could make every cryptocurrency in the U.S. a security, including Ethereum. That's ridiculous. I'm not saying that this is going to make XRP lose their case, because I don't believe it will, but it definitely sets a precedent for coins to be marked as securities and to be knocked off the market. And they're going to use this whenever they have a case like this. Now it's case law. Now this case law is going to be used in the future anytime the SEC sits there and they go at these different crypto tokens. You guys have to realize that. Okay, we also just had CPI data came out. When we had that pump that I was just showing you guys about, CPI data came out. It actually came out at 7.7. As you can see right here, in October, the consumer price index for all urban consumers increased 0.4% seasonally adjusted and rose 7.7 over the last 12 months. That's for the whole entire last 12 months. Now, This was what was expected, actually better than what was expected. I'm sorry. So the market rallied on this news, even though we were already having all this nervousness because of the incident and the arguments that were going on with CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried and the rumors and everything happening with, them being insolvent and all the stuff going on with the company. It was really right before it blew up in his face. It was at that precipice, but it just didn't pop in his face yet. Now, this pushed us back up just because people seen it and they feel like, oh, you know what, the Fed's pivoting. We think we think the Fed is going to have a better chance of pivoting because now we believe inflation's coming down. It takes time to catch up with inflation, guys, to actually see the results of the Fed raising interest. Now, we also have, as you can see here, sorry about that, a schedule for producer price index tomorrow. Now, this will be at 8:30 in the morning. Now, this could definitely cause some more volatility, but in my opinion, as I said, we need to reclaim $18,200 and get some type of definitive retest of resistance turn support for me to really want to feel bullish about getting into more longs with cryptocurrency right now. But that doesn't mean we couldn't drop down to $14,000 or even lower, or where we are now, and start to sit there and consolidate for a while and then make a bottom and then a technical pattern come out and fundamentals and on-chain metrics start to align and make that trade possible for me to take. And at that time, I will do so. Now, there's a lot of different things. Binance also, after the FTX and crisis here, they actually created an industry recovery fund to help projects struggling with liquidity. That does not include FTX for any of you guys that are asking or wondering. Now, it's kind of funny. I actually even said it right here. That's funny. Strong projects and not FTX, saying that liars or fraud would never qualify. And you know what? That's a good thing there. I believe that. They're talking about doing this here. That's good. So all the projects that got screwed over by FTX and Alameda that are still actually worthy projects, they'll take a look in and helping out. I'm not saying that's going to help every project out, because of course it's not. And it's going to take time for this contagion to spread throughout the industry, guys. But when it does happen and you see that true capitulation, the buying opportunity is going to be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. And I do not want you to miss it. Subscribe to this channel, follow, like the video. And I'm telling you, I will sit there and put this information out. I'm going to get on this every day. We're going full time with 100% crypto from this point out. Like I said, I know I'm not the best speaker. I'm not 100% professional when it comes to talking, but I'll get better at it, guys. I like to just keep it 100% with you guys. And when I say 100%, I mean no BS, no bullshit. I'm trying to just keep it line locked to cryptocurrency, because that's what this channel here is about. It's not 100% crypto like I'm 100% crypto. That's all I care about in the world. No, I keep it 100%. And this is my crypto channel. So I'm 100% and this is 100% crypto. You understand what I'm saying? Now, another thing that I had here, as you can see, outflows for Bitcoin have hit historic highs as Bitcoin investors self-custody. That's what I like to hear. That is, I don't know how long I have been preaching. Get a hardware wallet. Get your money off these exchanges. If you do not have a trade that is open, or you're waiting for a trade that you're going to open, then there is no need to have your money at risk, because if you do not have your keys, you do not have control of your crypto. And if you do not have control of your crypto, that means somebody else does. And that's not a good thing, guys. Do you want to wake up one day and just realize all your money's gone? Do you know how many people in FTX US and FTX International just got screwed for their life savings? And this is why we also don't keep all of our money on one exchange, guys. This is why you diversify, even if it's all in, even if I'm not talking about into different assets. I'm just talking about, you want to do that as well. But let's say all the money that you have in crypto, you still want to diversify that into different exchanges, into different wallets. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. Never. Now, with that being said, guys, Solana, everybody keeps asking about Solana. Is Solana going to collapse out? It's got to shake off the stench of scam Bankman-Fried. There is the Martini guy said, I like that, scam Bankman-Fried. It's got to stink. It's got to shake the stench of that guy off, And when it does, I believe the project has some good fundamentals to it, but it's had a lot of problems with it. I used to actually like Solana a lot myself, guys, a while ago. But then I ended up, calling it the shit out of luck coin and not liking it too much, because there was a lot of problems with it. A lot of projects that I got into ended up being rug pulls. I had lots of problems with the platform dropping out on me. It's just been a lot more problems than I've had with a lot of other blockchains. So me personally, Solana hasn't always been my top priority, but I don't think it's going to be completely done here, guys, but it's a chance that it could. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's a chance that this thing can go all the way around. This right now, this would not be a buying opportunity for you at all. If for investing or for hodling, if you're going to trade the coin, then I would, right now I'd be shorting it. I'd be waiting for it to pump back up to about $18, and I'd take another short. Actually, that's what I'm looking for right now, is this to come back up to about $18, and I'm going to take a short, depending on what the rest of the indicators and everything's telling me. Just because it's 18 don't mean I'm going to short, but I'm going to have to look at all the information, the fundamental analysis, the technical analysis, the on-chain metrics, and see if that's telling me to take the trade. I don't want to sit here and waste a half an hour of you guys' time just repeating the same thing over and over again. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. My name's Justin. This is 100% Crypto. Please join the 100% Crypto fam. We would love to have you guys here. We will see you guys tomorrow. I thank you and I appreciate you for your time. I appreciate you guys watching this video.